It's yeah.
The video quality is trash on both of us, at least on my end right now.
My end looks
Man,
good. I mean, other than your face, but I mean, your lips seem to be moving with the words, so that's good. Okay, so yeah,
I
let's
don't have any
let's
tinfoil.
do no tinfoil. All right, so let's get this started. 1990s Die Hard 2, Die Harder, directed by Rennie Harlin and obviously starring Bruce Willis. Again, adapted from a book. Um, Again, this could have been Arnold had they put Arnold in the first movie. It also could have been Clint Eastwood, which would have been wild. But I
Well,
am glad this is Bruce Willis.
this wasn't originally a Die Hard movie, right?
Mm-mm. You know, it was a book, 58 Minutes, I believe is what it was called. It was about a detective and his wife's in the air. She's got 58 minutes before they run out of fuel, and then they insert the Die Hard stuff, the John McClane. And other than the news reporter dude, Dick, whatever his name is from, uh, well, I mean, his name is Dick, and I'm sorry, I'm sorry. The face you made caught me off guard. His name is Dick in the first movie, and Walter Peck in Ghostbusters. So poor guy. But anyway, had he not been in this movie, I think you could forgive it for being a very similar formula to the original movie. But it's just that is what
I
takes it
mean,
over the top for me. But it's so petty that I don't care.
personally, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. Um, I do think Die Hard 3 is a better film than this. Um,
Yeah, I think
I
everybody would agree with you on that.
I honestly think that the third one is my favorite in the franchise. Um, which is weird. I feel like most people pick the first, which is not wrong by any means, but I put this towards the bottom, but I haven't watched it that much in my life. The last time I watched it and I realized John Leguizamo was in it, so I was like maybe 5, 10 years ago, and I was like, hey, the pest is here.
Yeah, he's actually only in it for like a blink and you miss it. They actually cut his lines and everything because they said he was too short, weak. Yeah, I don't know. Which is weird because Bruce Willis isn't tall. You'd think you'd want kind of shorter guys, kind of like that Tom Cruise thing where you get people that are short to keep him looking big. I don't care. It doesn't offend me any. I'm not against tall, short people. It is what it is, but pretty weak excuse because yeah, once again, John Leguizamo, he's not like the most like in-depth actor of all time, but I like him in every movie he's in. I mean, I think his best performance was probably Romeo and Juliet as Caspian. No, is
Mhm.
something like that. Whatever his name was. Like, and they're dueling with the guns and stuff, and like the way he's holding, the way he delivers his lines is phenomenal. Anyway, but yeah. Anyway, this movie is
Honestly, I really like him in Collateral Damage. But then again, I'm an Arnold fanboy, so
right. I liked him in his best like I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like he's not the main character, but he's a big role in it. I think his best is actually probably Executive Decision. I really
yeah.
like him in Executive Decision. And that movie's weird because Seagal, you think it's gonna be a Seagal vehicle, and it's not. And it's crazy. Yeah,
I
Jabari,
mean,
yippee
so we're having technical delay difficulties that I'm trying to work on throughout the week and later next week. So if we delay, if we miss a comment, we are both sorry.
But anyway, yeah, this is my favorite movie out of the franchise, mostly because I'm a big villain guy, and this has the best villains. Like not like individually, but there's three main big villains in this movie, and each one I really really like. Um, I mean, this opens it up from the building. John McClane's awesome. I like the snow. I love the head of the tower dude. I love the police chief or whatever, Lorenzo. Like I like Barnes. Barnes is a cool sidekick to him in this movie. I like the janitor guy, Marv. I don't know. I freaking love this movie, and I love the impending doom of like his wife is in the air this time, and like literally he can't get to her, and the best he can do is try to get the plane to land, and like what he has to go through. Um, yeah, I mean, this is the movie that makes me want to do naked yoga and learn how to fight. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway,
You it makes you want to what? To what?
do naked yoga and learn how to fight.
Do naked yoga? Why? 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 Why?
Oh,
Why?
you'll okay. I guess it's been a while since you've seen this movie. You'll remember. You'll get it.
Like I said, it's not one that I've watched often. And the last time I watched it, I went, John Leguizamo, and that's all I really pulled from it. I really do feel the third is my favorite, absolute favorite.
Nobody ever talks about. They always argue about the first movie and whether or not it's a Christmas movie. Nobody ever talks about this one being a Christmas movie. If the first one's a Christmas
That's
movie,
because nobody
this
ever
one's
talks about Die
definitely a
Hard
Christmas
2.
movie. I know it's completely underappreciated. It is. Like people just need to sit back and strap in. It's amazing.
You know what shouldn't have ever happened? The last one.
But oh god, last one's bad. And I'm a big defender of Jai Courtney. It's bad. It's all bad. It was a paycheck for everybody. Uh, info, info. Uh, got it. Nailed it at 36. We are 36 seconds. 36 seconds in. We are 36 seconds in to Die Hard 2, Die Harder. Once again, Rennie Harlan, Bruce Willis. Rennie Harlan is the director. And 3, 2, well, like Caleb said, well, as always, we want to say thank you to our sponsors, which is nobody this week again. So thank you to them. And for the 2 in attendance, for the dozens that are going to watch this in the future, Die Hard 2 in 3, 2, 1, engage. I'm so excited. I love this movie.
Look, he had hair. You
Right?
know,
He held on to
it's
it
both.
until just after Vengeance.
Yeah, it's both disappointing and um, totally fits all the stories of him being terribly hard to work with. Um, One thing that I do find interesting is that even Sylvester Stallone for the Expendables franchise was like is too hard to work with. He was in those movies for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, that's because he's very, very expensive to get. So yeah, they hammer him in and send him home.
Well, he may be expensive, but lately he's also been in nothing but C and B rated action movies that never see even a trailer release outside of YouTube. So, I
Right.
mean, working with
Well, that's
Sly
because
Stallone may
he's
be
like a
the
million
best
dollars a
option.
day. Right. He's like $1 million a day. So they get him there, they film everything with him in a day, and then they put him in crap movies.
It's crazy. And yeah, we are having a
Dude,
lag
it still
again.
blows.
I can tell.
I know. I know. Ah, so frustrating.
Yeah, I'm
It
definitely
blows
going to
my mind
figure
that
out. I
for
think I
the
found.
God damn. Hey, if you want to talk in 5 seconds before you want to talk, raise your hand. Ah, see? See? Do you get it now?
I mean, I don't want to get it,
Okay.
but I do. I didn't really need to see his butt or the dangles.
I just I just don't know why. Why? Like, who wrote this scene? And
I
there's snow on the ground
have no
outside,
idea.
right? Like it's cold. So like how hot is it in his apartment or his whatever?
I don't know. He's got a glaze, so probably decently warm.
Gotta be beepers, man. The characters in this movie, like every single like you know I don't know important character, I guess, is memorable, funny, unique. God, I love this movie.
Don't worry,
They're
the
they're
T-1000
American
is here to
soldiers this
protect
go
him.
around, right? With those ears, yeah. Was she in anything else? I'm sure she has been, but I can't remember
I
her
feel
with
like
in
she was in a
anything else.
TV show at one point.
It, it's so it's so funny how like it's the 90s was such a thing people said. Like nobody ever said it's the 80s, blah blah blah. Like everybody like in movies and I'm sure back then was like, well, it's the 90s. It's, forward thinking or it's, technology's awesome. I don't know. It's just interesting how
Yeah.
that was the decade that people said that. I don't know. Maybe they said it
Not
in the
gonna
80s.
lie,
Maybe I just don't pick up on it as much, but
there's some stuff I miss about the '90s. I won't lie.
she's like, can I get a seat change?
This lady's a psycho. I get that a lot.
I like
I
the
do naked
church
yoga.
setup. Yeah, I am in shape. 1%
That
body fat.
church looks like it would be in an Amityville horror movie. Like, how many sequels of the original are we at? Like
Mm,
20 or something? Totally looks like it'd be in one of them.
wild man. I
In the
I
original
think I
lineup,
saw
I've
the
seen
original when I was
three.
younger, and I've seen the remake. Oh, really?
Yeah, the remake is
I've heard the second one's good.
wildly good. It is. I think I got a 3 or 4 pack that has, yeah, it's a 3 pack. No, 4 pack. Has one, two, three, and then the remake.
I wonder if those are just the most bankable.
Yeah. I
I, s- I smoked the mic real hard. The flag on the play, that is unnecessary roughness. Like you could have just tied that dude down and let him watch TV. Like
yeah.
love it.
Buckwheat.
See, even this news reporter gal, like my mom had the exact same kind of coat, the exact same hair, so early 90s. I will say that this movie takes a little bit longer to get going, where that first movie, he picks him up, they have a nice chit chat, like, you're building the character. You see the big building where you know it's going down. First movie does, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like his cast of thugs here all used to be like side characters in a lot of random action movies or TV shows. And I feel like I have not seen them since the 90s.
Right. Right. Well, they had that in the first movie too. There was a bunch of those guys that were, yeah, stunt actors and actors that were real big in all these action movies. And then like the guy that tases Riggs at the end of the first movie, he's in Die Hard and a bunch of other movies. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I feel bad I don't know his name. Like I bet like his contribution to 80s 90s action is huge and underappreciated.
Oh yeah.
That'd be sometime kind of a fun thing to dive into is like the unsung heroes of the 80s and 90s action films.
Oh man, there's so many of
They
those.
were having a
Like
lot of drinks before the
if
job.
hey, he's got to get to work feeling good one way or another.
I love people that have that really good New Yorker accent like that and they're kind of douchey. So good.
Yeah.
It's like the kind of guy that's like, he's been punched in the mouth, but he's still ready for more.
Yeah.
What did he call her? Pink coat? I don't know. I'd never caught
I
that. I
I don't know.
should have subtitles on. That sweater he's wearing looks super comfy. I just want to say that. I've always liked that sweater.
They've been in again for like 5 years. You just have to go to some super like on the plaza type shop and pay $200 for it. But you could get one.
Yeah.
I am here
I
wearing my
hate clothes
oversized Old
shopping.
Navy mask hoodie. It's like three sizes too
Nice.
big and super comfortable. And yes, I paid for it to be that way.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, it seems like all my sweatshirts are getting a little tighter. I'm blaming that on fabric shrinking and not me expanding, but whatever.
Oh no, I expanded. I, it just happened. I lost a little, but yeah, I need to keep working on that.
My doctor, he was like, "Well, have you tried working out or anything?" I was just like, "Let me tell you, my day is busy until like 9:15 at night, and I'd like to be in bed by 11 at the latest, and I have to do like house
Yep.
chores and stuff like that. So like, really, I should
Yeah.
just focus on eating
I
healthier."
can't afford like a cleaning service, so no, I have not tried working out since having a child. Not often.
I know. Dude, I wouldn't recommend having two of them. It's We used to be able to divide and conquer. Now it's all man, all hands on deck, all day, every day.
Yeah.
One of the new hires at work, she's got 5 kids, and I was like, oh, it's like I can't even fathom.
No way.
No, I love the die hard, lethal weapon sounds of the guns. God, I love that old fashioned. It's like we watch Batman '89, like they use the old like '70s, '50s gunfire, and in this they're using obviously the '80s and the '90s gunfire. I don't know. It just takes me back.
Yeah.
It's that nostalgia for this stuff.
Speaking of Batman, I've really been in the mood for Batman Begins lately. Like, I, God, I love that movie.
So good. It's the best of the trilogy. I mean, objectively, it is. Once again,
Agreed.
objectively. Subjectively, Dark Knight is the best, but objectively, the first one's best. That guy was really aiming too. He had one eye closed. He looks like a dad just trying to get home to
He
his
knows
little
what
punk
he's
kids.
doing. Man, that mustache.
I know. I was just thinking, man, you need to rock that mustache. Just shave the beard and leave your stash, please.
No, I have a weak chin. The beard stays.
Well, can you at least do handlebars for me?
No. God, it is really
That
delayed,
delay,
really bad.
dude, that delay was so awesome because I saw this for like 12 seconds. No.
God, hold on, I'm gonna try this.
I love
Am
that
I
he
still
jumps on the
delayed?
bike and then before he tackles him, he hits the little jingle. Jingle.
Am I still super delayed?
Do it again.
Am I still super delayed?
Nope. You're fraction off, but not bad.
Oh my God, I disconnected from my internet. For real? I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess I'm gonna rock it like this for a little bit.
It's a lot better, man. It's a lot closer.
Dude, so to be honest, that's one of the downsides of living out here. Even still, like every once in a while, it just goes kaput, and we'll have crappy service for like a week and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be better now, man.
Uh,
I'm sorry, I was messing with something.
I don't
Was working
know.
on my end on it. What's wrong?
Gotcha.
You're good.
You're really off again.
Shut up.
No,
Am I
for real.
really? God dang it. How about now?
Try it again.
How about now?
About 3 seconds.
Ugh. Any better?
Go again.
Your mother.
About 2 seconds.
Whatever. Whatever. I blame you and your like third world country internet.
Hey, what's funny is I learned that part of the reason I may not have been able to connect on my PC is because my speed on the PC was too fast for your phone. And since you were broadcasting it, it wouldn't allow me to join.
Uh,
And when I broadcasted, it's too fast, so it wouldn't let you join.
that's interesting. Huh.
I
It's
don't
always
know if it's
something
true
like
or
that.
not. Well, I don't know, but I want to utilize that thing for this because the setup is so much better over there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try and hook back up to Wi-Fi. So yeah,
I like that one of his dudes died and he's like, meh, you're fine. As long as you got the job done, I'm happy.
man,
Isn't,
I don't know
correct me
if
if
your
I'm wrong,
boss
but
puts a gun to your head like that.
uh, I don't know. God dang. But isn't this the one where the doctor that like does the kill deaths or whatever of John McClane? Isn't this the one where he actually would survive?
I well, uh,
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure this is
so.
the one. Pretty sure.
I think so.
Love their accents. It's just laying it on thick. I got a frickin' reindeer flying in from the frickin' petting zoo.
Why don't you pick up the phone and find out?
They are not 6 feet away. Like they are definitely spitting on each other.
This is it just me or like my wife and I talk about it every once in a while. We'll be watching a show or something and we're like either they're not 6 feet apart or they're not wearing a mask.
Yeah,
And we're like, oh God, this is just how the world is now. And
yeah,
I honestly I don't see it. I, a lot of other countries use masks like when like say I feel sick and I still have to go to work. I would put a mask on. Like that's just common courtesy in a lot of other countries. Whereas here I think that we are going to start to see that change where it wasn't before. It was just you went to work, you coughed and sneezed on everybody and washed your hands a lot. I
right.
don't know. I just find that interesting.
I like this. The meta detectors first. That this the back and forth, that scene is so good. That little power struggle attitude. I love it so much. Two New York cops just hashing it out. So good. Now, okay, my question for you is like in these movies, like women hit on John McClane a lot. I don't think Bruce Willis is a bad looking guy, but I don't think he's like a normal day stud either. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. She hits on him here in a second and tries to get him to like go out after her shift, but
I don't know. I don't know. It is making me think I want to watch the whole 9 and whole 10 yards.
Bro, I
Really
just
like those
watched the whole
movies.
9 yards on Netflix. So good. God, that movie's good.
And I don't know why those movies also get me into wanting to watch like Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag. Another good movie that gets skipped
I
over.
haven't seen I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's a good comedy. I don't own it. But it's got Joe Pesci. Joe
Hmm.
Pesci.
I wonder. I'm kind of seeing the cover in my brain. Huh. Hey, have you got a chance to watch that Ravenous? Probably not, but
I
not
have
yet.
not. I was thinking when we do, because I still want us to try and figure out a day that we can both like meet up, watch a couple movies, knock out a couple reviews together, grab some lunch, something like that. I was thinking we could pick one from your stack. I could pick one of mine that you haven't seen. Um, like so we both get a first time review. Um,
Yeah.
just fun, kind of like we get a genuine review on something.
Yeah. Well, what we're gonna have to do is just lie to our wives and be like, "Yeah, we're going to work, honey. Bye." And like,
Oh, I've already told Tanya I plan on taking this day. I think my paid time off starts to kick in January, so I might be able to take a day sometime January, February.
what do you mean you're paid time off? You've been there forever.
I've only been there since July. I don't have access to my
What? Did
time
you get a
off
new
for
job?
6 months.
Did you get a new job on top of the new job?
I work at the city of Eudora. No, I work at the city. I've only been there since July.
Wait, you quit the DMV in June, July
I quit the DMV in June.
of this year?
No, July. I quit the DMV. Yeah,
God, dude, it seems like you've been out of there for a long time in my brain. I don't know why. It's probably because 2020 doesn't exist and it just like is a blank spot in my life. Huh. I thought you were
no,
out of there. I thought you'd been
unfortunately,
there
I haven't
longer.
been there long enough to access my time. Uh-uh.
Huh. God,
Man,
well, okay. Whoops.
I'm
Wow.
still really happy to not be there. Whew.
Yeah. The gal I'm training, she also worked at a motor vehicle somewhere in another county. She's like, yeah, it's garbage.
Dude, it's all ridiculous. Like there's no way to make it function without them completely revamping from the ground up, but the our state won't do it. They just won't.
Right. Well, our state, that's the most like gangster stuff on the planet, man. They make all the rules, they get 80% of the money, and all they got to do is sit back and collect. That's the most gangster stuff I've ever seen in my
Dude,
life is our
I,
state.
I still love that the county we worked for was the only county in the state that didn't take the money to the state and then the state redistribute it. We were like, no, we take our cut first. Dude, that is just awesome. We were the only county
Yeah.
to do that. I remember I was talking with I'm not going to name drop, but one of the supervisors there at one point, and he was like, "Yeah, no, this we are the only county that does that, and we only do that because we are so large in comparison to the other ones." And we made that, and I was like, "Holy crap! You just got away with telling the state that you're going to take your cut first." Man, I'd hate to see that audit
That's
though.
wild. Yeah. 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 Don't bite the hand that feeds you, which it really would be us that feeds them, but you know.
Yeah.
God, why is he on this plane with her? God, that's so stupid. I mean, I get that she needed somebody to bounce off of, but what I would have done is instead of putting him in there, I would have put like maybe his daughter, right? Put her in her. or no, put her on the ground and put their kids in the air, right? Like, I don't know, spice it up without having to have
Yeah.
the reporter dude from the first movie. He just snatched
Yeah.
that phone
I'm
from
gonna
her. By
be
the way,
right
you're
back.
like half a second off, so you're not bad. You sit down.
I'll be right back. Keep playing. I'm gonna try and reboot my router real quick while I'm not on Wi-Fi and while it's somewhat cooperating. Be right back. I'm right next to the router.
Okay.
If you hear
Okay.
loud screaming and yelling, just I probably died. It's fine.
God dang. I get your masks and your busts.
No, you don't.
What do you mean I don't? I think he's had a ring on the whole time. Yeah, now he
My
has to
brother
show her.
first.
It is a skinny ring. Well, I'll kill him and then they're mine. So don't die. I'll call you back. No, hold on, hold on. Click.
Hi. I made it.
Okay. And this guy is really good. He's in Days of Thunder and FBI agents. I think is what it's called. Where the two gals they go together to be FBI agents. It's a good comedy, but he ended up being
He's been
a
in a lot of
political
stuff.
guy, political governor or whatever he was. I don't know, but I always liked him in every movie he was in. FBI agents. That's a movie I had on VHS. I did not replace on DVD. I got to get that.
Man, the list of movies I need. But I actually I got Session 9. What's I get? I got
Got it.
Sabotage. I got
Got it. Love it.
Black Christmas. Well, Black Xmas.
Got it.
Uh,
Love it.
I don't know. I got a
Say that, but
couple
I love that
winners.
you got
Couple
it. I haven't
winners.
seen it yet. Yeah, I bought Last Action Hero on 4K. Oh God, I sent you the list, but I bought like 6 more 4K movies. Finally got to watch uh, The Shining on 4K. Absolutely gorgeous. And now as a parent, I can kind of relate to Jack. Not that I want to grab an axe and kill my kids, but you know, you're doing your hobby. You just want to be left alone. They interrupt you, come in and tell you your room's a mess, and all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
I still I'm actually really excited. One of the gifts that I'm not supposed to know about at the moment is I have since Wesley was born, I have wanted the Munsters collection. Um, because it's one of the shows I watch with my dad and I want to watch it with him and um, if he does get into physical media collecting, that would be what I would give to him directly. And I actually we got it this Christmas, so I know it's only a couple seasons. I know it's a $20-$30 DVD pack, but I am stupid levels of excited for him to be old enough to sit down and watch that with me and pass that one down. Really excited for that.
You'd always like those the Munsters
Let me
movies that
see.
came out. Those were always fun.
I have the Christmas one, dude. It's bad. Uh,
I have the Christmas one as well. Yeah, I've got that one too.
this one's kind of upsetting because I didn't realize when I bought it that it wasn't an original film with the original cast. I had no idea. It was just like a $3 on the shelf thing, and I was like, oh, cool. I didn't realize there was a Christmas special. And then I put it in, and I was like, what is this?
I think most of the movies didn't have the original cast, so. But I can't remember which one it was, but there's one of them I really like. I gotta get. I'd love to have that pack too. That's a really good introduction to horror for kids. I mean, you know what I mean? It just barely scratches the surface of scary monsters, and that's a great introduction to horror.
That and the
See, like
original Addams
Barnes,
Family
I like
show.
all these characters, man. They're so good. Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah. The memorable characters in this movie is what makes this movie for me, man. Villains, the good guys, the side characters, everybody is just so good. And of course, I mean, McClane is McClane. He's just as good as he is in the first movie, but this time he's got shoes.
Twice as dangerous with shoes, bro.
Right, right.
Crap. How long
Stack 'em,
is my
pack 'em, and rack
delay?
'em. Uh, say something.
Is it bad?
1.5 seconds, 2 seconds.
Man, yours is about the same.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We've had a really good run. I mean, for the most part. This is just for whatever reason, it's just not having it tonight.
I'm and a couple nights ago. I think yeah, I'm gonna look more into those two services, and I might send you stuff to get yourself logged in, and then I might figure out how to route the video through our Facebook channel, so that way we have better video and audio quality. My only thing is, I'm not sure
Okay,
if
maybe.
either of them have an app or if you're going to have to run it through your browser on your phone, because I plan on using my desktop, which is going to hopefully work.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to try to maybe have a testing night or something. Just go on some random night, just get on here and just test it out. Hopefully that'll make it like to where I can download the videos easier. Cause God dang, man, I trick or treat video, man, it's just killing me. I dropped the quality on it from 4K to 1080p. Didn't hardly help at all. Then I dropped it to 720 and it started loading it faster. But I was like, God dang it. I mean, it's not like our faces are small, but I want
We
at
need to
least
get you a
1080p.
good. We need to get you a good PC or laptop.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Someday we'll get there. I Problem is I'm just like treading water as it is. It's so frustrating. Like I said, between being tired and overwhelmed and like I don't know, it's frustrating.
All right,
It's nice I don't have to take
I'm
work
with
home
you.
with me or anything else like that, but I just God dang.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like by the time I'm done with the day, it's like I gotta get up and start it all over again. There's no real time to, like, I got this awesome office. This is the only time I'm really in it is when we're doing these reviews. That's
Yep. Yeah. I like that I have my room though, just
But
like A, there's somewhere to keep all the mess, and then B, there's somewhere I can watch horror movies where Jackson can't just roll down. It doesn't have my 4K TV, so I was watching The Shining and Jackson came downstairs right when the lady was transitioning from full naked to scary naked, and I was like, "Oh God!" I was like trying to pause it, couldn't find the remote, and like under the blankets, I was like, "Look away, child! Look away!"
dude,
Let me security come in.
what was I gonna? Uh,
Lorenzo might be my favorite
uh,
character in this entire movie. Like he just crushes every scene he's in.
oh, so I was doing a movie inventory the other day, just to see what franchises I have that aren't complete. I oddly don't have a copy of Tokyo Drift, even though I used to have it. And I don't know who loses a copy of a random, not great, but not bad sequel. I don't know what happened to it. I used to have it. So weird.
I think I've got an extra DVD with no case I can probably give you.
I think that's what everybody has for Tokyo Drift. I haven't seen this guy in anything in a long time either.
Right. Well, that's because he went political. He became some governor or something somewhere, and then he did like the like uh it's not like the diabetes. What's his name? But something like that. See, I like how the
Yeah,
movie's kind of self-aware. It kind of gets ahead of it. He's like, how can the same thing have the same guy twice? Like, it kind of gets ahead of it a little bit.
it does. It's it's okay. So I give this movie a little bit of crap as the least viewed for me. Holy crap! This is a. I just realized this still got like 2 hours. This is a long movie. Or no, it's total 2 hours. Sorry, I almost had a mini panic attack. Um, this actually is kind of long
I
for
need
a
sleep.
dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, I mean, this movie actually has a few twists to it. Like, the third movie has some twists. The fourth movie's pretty straightforward. The first movie's pretty straightforward. This has the most twists out of any of the Die Hard movies.
I also really like the fourth one.
Even
Like
Marv stands out.
I know a lot of people as its age, huh?
No, you're good.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I really do like the fourth one. I know as it's aged, people have started to like it a lot less, but I remember where I like when it came out, I was super excited because it was like the first resurgence of those older action movies. Um, at the time, and it was super cool to be like, I'm gonna get to see Bruce Willis, and Kevin Smith is hopping in the movie too. What? Like, I don't know. I really love the fourth one.
I feel like that was like the end of Justin Long's career. Like, I haven't seen him in hardly anything. Oh my God. Actually, after that, he was in Zack and Mary Make a Porno, and he was a gay porn star in that movie, and he is amazing in that movie. I completely forgot that, but yeah, Justin Long. I feel like he died out after that movie. Like
He's
his boyish charms, like he was becoming older, and like I think he just faded out.
he also did like accept or was it accepted or one of those like college humor
Accepted
movies.
was before.
It was
Yeah, it was
before.
accepted.
He also did Tusk by Kevin Smith, which that's a movie. And I don't think no, he wasn't
Which
in
one?
Red State, but God, Red State's such a good movie.
What was he in with what was he in with what's his name? You just said I it cut out.
It, it's a Kevin Smith film called Tusk. It's actually a horror movie where
Oh
he
yeah.
slowly, yeah,
I haven't seen it. I did hear good things though. See, like this, like I like that in this movie, like in the third, in the fourth, in the first movie, and all the other movies, really. John McClane has no support whatsoever, and like he's not really around a whole lot of people. In this movie, I don't know, he seems to be around a lot more people. Like not that he's getting a whole lot of help from them, but I don't know. He's got more characters to bounce off of in this one. But I mean, the chemistry between him and Samuel L. Jackson in the third movie is just amazing.
Yeah.
I love his whining. Like nobody has like ever come to the level of trash talking yet, like whining about the situation as he is. I love the everyday man about him.
Well, you have to admit, if you were stuck in that situation, you would feel the same way. Like, nah, I'm gonna crawl around this fucking
Right.
tin can.
Sitting duck. Kaboom. Jeez. Ninja roll. Also, staple of the late '80s, early '90s is just the like Boondock Saints, Lethal Weapon, the 9mm Beretta. Just it's so iconic for this time. I was so disappointed in All Saints Day when they went from the Beretta to the Deagle. I was like, you went from a gun that had 16 bullets to a gun that has 8. I was like, that's really stupid. And they're dual wielding them and stuff. I was like, come on. I can't believe they're
I
finally
haven't seen
shooting
All
the
Saints
third
Day since it came out.
Boondock Saints. Dude, I saw it
Man,
in
I feel
theaters.
like at this point we've heard so much. I did too. I feel like we've heard so much about the third installment, like, oh, it's going to be a TV show. Oh, it's going to be a prequel. Oh, it's going to be a sequel TV show. Oh, it's going to be a movie. No, it's going to be a made-for-TV movie. No, it's going directly to HBO. No, it's going to Showtime. No, at this point, I'm like, you know what? Just don't. Let's just enjoy the two we have and some of the comic style things that were done, and just we're good. We're good.
I think they had to wait for some of the stardom of the main characters, like Willem Dafoe and the rest of them. Re, Rain, God, I can't remember his name. Anyway, Walking Dead. Um, it's interesting though because that was like what
Norman
10 years
Reedus.
ago. Like so, it's like every 10 years they can finally get around to making a sequel. I don't know how you. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, but dude, the behind the scenes of like the documentary of the original Boondock Saints, so interesting on how many people he pissed off and like how long it took him to get everything together. It's so interesting. I will say though, dude, if you ever watch the second Boondock Saints again, watch the extended cut. So much better. It actually flushes out scenes better and characters, and I watched it for the first time a couple months
I
ago.
really
Much better of a movie.
I really want to watch it, and I'm kind of sad that I missed when the two pack at Walmart came out. I'm sad that I missed that because I have the first one, but
Hmm.
I don't have the second one. And oh, I want that movie. Wait, do I have the first one? I used to. Yes, I do. We're good.
So good. That's another movie where I
Ugh.
tried to show my parents, and my mom actually got it. She's like, "This is a good movie. It's very different." I was like, "Thank you." This scene right here, love it. He unloads on this dude. I shot him 18 times. Like, it just full sprint gets dropped.
I saw him in the heart.
Yeah, he must have shot at least 4 bullets into the crotch because this crotch is like the only thing he can hit when he falls. So like, uh, he comes in, takes out the whole like army unit. I freaking love it.
Ooh, ooh, excuse me.
That's nasty and unprofessional.
Well, I mean, we can't even get our video and audio quality to stand up, so might as well burp. Hey, you're eating.
Right. How I control my emotions.
Man, I could really go for some Burger King right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh my God. A couple rodeo burgers with uh oh no, what's the sauce that I love? Oh, it hurts my heart. What is that? Zesty. Zesty? Zesty sauce? Pretty sure it's zesty.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always really liked their fries. No.
McDonald's is still number two though. Dude, Wendy's is up their fry game.
Dude, Wendy's has never, in all of my 31 years of living, gotten my order correct. Or have they given me a properly cooked burger? It's either burnt or bloody. Like there's no in between. Never an in
It's
between.
very true. Yeah, yeah. I will say though, if I was gonna like be on death row and like have one last meal, I it would be a smorgasbord. But if like one of my five options was a baconator, I wouldn't be sad.
I would rather like if I'm stuck to like drive through burger, I would totally be like, yeah, you're gonna be driving to Culver's, just so you know.
Man, when they I don't know if it's year round because we don't go that often because it's expensive, but when they have those pretzel bun burgers,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, those are good.
That's something my wife would say. Like next time before you kill one of these guys, get him to enter the code. Thanks, thanks, appreciate
Yeah, let
that.
me just work that out.
Yeah, dude, are you a big fan of The Rock, Nicolas Cage?
Oh, honestly, I have not seen it since I was probably like 13 years old. I remember liking it a lot.
Oh,
Um, I have wanted to revisit it. I just haven't had the opportunity to do so.
Sean Connery is one of my favorite actors. Ed Harris. It's got Candyman, Tony Todd's in it. Like, dude, that's one of my favorite. It's probably top five favorite action comedies or action thrillers of all time. Like, but I love it that like one of the dudes gets like an air conditioner vent thing crushing him, and he's like twitching while Nicolas Cage is trying to defuse the rocket, right? And he's like, the feet thing, is that normal? He's like, yes. He's like, can you do something about that? And he's like, what do you want me to do? Kill him again? He's like, look, I'm a little stressed out here. Can you help me out? I just love. He's like, what do you want me to do? Kill him again? I don't know. I love that movie so much. There's actually a theory that Sean Connery, that's actually 007. Like he gets captured from His Majesty's Secret Service, and that's how the original Bond ends. Is that he's captured and he escapes in The Rock, dude. Like, god dang, we got to watch The Rock someday. Like that is, like I said, top five action movies of all time. Underappreciated for how amazing it is. That's Bruckenheimer, I think, and oh, what's his name before he went off the deep end with Transformers? Wow, blanking. Help me out here, man.
Michael Bay?
Yeah. Michael Bay, thank you. Yeah, and Bruckenheimer.
So actually, two bad yet good action movies that I've been wanting to revisit lately: Half Past Dead and Exit Wounds. Granted, both Seagal movies, both bad Seagal movies, but both good Seagal movies. I don't know why, but I've just been like,
Oh no, man!
man, I loved those when they came out.
I'll stand by Exit Wounds.
Oh
I I
man, I
I
used to own it.
love Exit Wounds.
I don't have it anymore. I used to have it. I also used to have
Oh,
Half
see,
Past
here's
Dead, but
another
I
dude.
know I don't have that anymore. Hmm?
I went on a Seagal buying kick, so I have all of his good movies and a couple of his bad. But no, the pilot of the plane that they're gonna get ready to crash, he is actually one of the head-ish bad guys from the original Under Siege Seagal movie, and he's also the cocky cop from Con Air, the one that's driving the Corvette that it gets wrecked by the end of the movie.
Mhm.
Kind
Man,
of an
Con Air.
action guy. I mean, he's in action movies, but not really action.
I love Con Air.
Oh, good. '90s was a really good time for some movies. I still think '80s are a better decade for movies, but '90s, man, whew, had some really good movies.
Yeah, I think there's. I mean, without the '80s movies, we wouldn't be where we are today. But arguably, there's some really good '90s gems that popped up in there, and I think it's because it was the last like it was before technology got so crazy that you're like, I could solve this whole problem with one phone call. I have a cell phone. I can figure this out like now. Um, and then you almost have to do a suspension of disbelief to make it through a modern action horror sci-fi thriller. You're like, man, I got tech in my
Right.
pocket. I can fix this.
Right, and at least in the mid to late '90s, you could always say like, "Go, going through a tunnel," or "Oh, I have no signal," because yeah, it was a pain in the rear. Like there was a lot of dead spots. Like so, that plays really well in the mid to late '90s and early '90s. But speaking of early '90s, I think it's
Yeah,
'90s. I don't know. It's right over there, but I can't reach it. I want to revisit Wall Street real bad. I remember loving it when I was younger. I just haven't seen it in so long.
I don't think I've seen it.
All I want to do All I want to do is watch movies, Caleb. Can you figure out a way to make me a ton of money just watching movies all day? Because that's all I want to do. This for 12
God,
hours
I
is all
wish
I
because
want to do every day.
I'm the same way. What's sad is, I filled this shelf completely. I'm starting on this one. And, at the rate I'm going, I'll probably have it filled by the end of next year. But there's movies on here that I haven't seen yet, and I'm just dying to get to them. And I'm like, if I found out like I was really, really sick or something like that, I think one of my goals would be I'm gonna watch everything I own in alphabetical order. Like I'm gonna quit my job. I'm just gonna watch it all. And I'm gonna go happy.
Yeah, I'd like to get into more like ranking stuff, like, top fives, tens, whatever. But the problem with that is like you kind of spoil your opinion on reviews. But ranking lists are fun because they're subjective. Like people shouldn't really get that upset because, like I said, this is my favorite Die Hard movie, but I know it's not the best, and I wouldn't argue with anybody. And I just, I just think I just love every
That's
single
like
character
me
in this movie.
saying, yeah, that's like me saying the third is my favorite, but I know it's not the best. Like, and I mean, we do that with all of the franchises. Like, well, maybe not all of them, because I mean Halloween is Halloween and Terminator we all know, but for the most part, anything outside of these, like I feel like most people pick Lethal Weapon 2 over Lethal Weapon 1. But I honestly think my personal favorite is 4. I just really enjoy the dialogue um, in that movie. Um, and also Jet Li was an awesome addition.
I love that he's like, he's like, he ain't worth dying for. He ain't worth it. Like, I'm gonna be a granddaddy, and you and Lorna are gonna have a baby. We'll track him down later with a howitzer or something. The guy's just too
Um,
darn good. He's like, yeah, like he took my gun apart with one death move. Like, how did he do that, huh? How? And he's like, yeah,
how did he do that?
let's go ask
How
him.
did he do that?
Yeah, how to do that, huh? How? Like, god dang, they're so good.
Oh shit, he's still in that movie. God, I
I
love
love
that
it when
movie.
they break up the
It
meeting at the
it was
beginning of
so
that.
good.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
dude,
will say that. I mean,
we should
the first
we should
Lethal
do some.
Weapon is the best movie objectively, but the subjectively, I would probably say yeah, 2 or 4. You can make a strong argument for 4, but I do have a soft spot for 3 because I feel like it's underappreciated. So I like to throw it some love because there's a lot of good stuff in that movie, but it's definitely the
Yeah,
weakest. It just is.
I think we should cover like maybe we should cover some Jet Li highlights because man, I feel like in his prime, those movies were pumping out left and right, left and right, left and right. Were really good. And then once was it Unchained came out, after that it was like he kind of fell off. Nobody really talked about it, but Unchained was so good. So good. Man, influenced me greatly over the years. Music career most. See, I'm not too terribly familiar. And I know that's something I should fix. I've seen some things here and there. I've seen a couple snippets, ranking videos, um, and I've wanted to be introduced to more Asian cinema. Sadly, it's very, very little for me at the moment. Um, I have hopes.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of like the Chinese Connection, Enter the Dragon, Game of Death, um, and I've seen Rumble in the Bronx, which I mean that's not. I think that's an American movie anyway. But yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you. I've been meaning to watch more, but yeah, it's just A, I don't own them because they just don't sell very well over here, and you actually have to pay like top dollar for them. So I like to get deals on most of my movies. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Asian cinema is pretty sweet, man. I really do wish Bruce Lee would have had some more time because, man, on the, he was there. He was there. Enter the Dragon, Game of Death. He was about to just rock the planet, and oh, man, gone too soon. Same thing with his son.
Brandon Lee
Unfortunately, his
too. He
son was
was
kind of
about to
done
shake
doing
off the
martial
acting world.
arts. Yep. Yep.
This lag is great.
Freaking delay. Gosh dang it, 30-second delay, and then one of us gets killed because we're like staring out the van. Yeah, I think with like movies like this would be a good franchise to rank. Terminator franchise would be a good movies to rank because like everybody knows Terminator, everybody's heard reviews 1,000 times, but it would be fun for us to talk about what draws us to the movie, why it stands out to us, what is redeeming, or what we just straight up don't understand and don't like. Like, 'Cause there was some dumb
Yeah,
decisions
I
made.
mean, we
This
could
guy's another good actor
definitely.
too. He's from the original Beastmaster. Oops, sorry.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, no, we could do some rankings. I can pump some of those out, no problem. And yeah, this dude, God, another underappreciated actor that I feel like I haven't seen much since the 90s.
Yeah, he was really good in trade. No, not Trading Places. In Coming to America. Who's they're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's. They have seeds on their buns. Mine don't. Like I just love him that day. One day, Akeem, all this could be yours. Something like this. If you work hard, he's like, that would be something. Like I just, he's so good. I still haven't seen Coming to America 2. I've heard either it's crap or it was pretty good. I have no faith in it.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either. I do have a lot of curiosity. Unlike other sequels like Men in Black 3 or the new Crocodile Dundee or I don't I actually have interest in the sequel to that because it's from the same creative palette. It's not meant to be separated. Like, I feel like a lot of these newer sequels coming out are so far separated from the original idea that it's a whole different thing. Or arguably, I think Candyman wasn't. Halloween 2018 wasn't. I feel like Coming to America 2 isn't. But then you've got like Terminator completely separated. You've got Men in Black. God, uh, Ghostbusters 2016. Just all these movies that are way far removed from the original source material, and then a movie like that has the same creative minds working on it. I have interest, but I also feel like expectations are way up here because of how great the original is. That it's almost impossible to meet.
Well, and those expectations, and yeah, they should stay there because yeah, you are making a sequel to that franchise. You're trying to get dollars for that you paid for. So by God, you better live up to it. I don't want to hear excuses. You've seen and you should have seen and learned lessons throughout the years, and then most people just don't. So earlier in the movie, like
But
you
like I
wouldn't have
said,
caught
I,
it
I
while you were
do
probably
think.
watching this movie the first time.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I earlier in the movie, the bad guys were talking about last minute uh, personnel exchange or whatever they said, and then this guy, the army guy, he just said that yeah, I just flew in, the other guy got appendicitis or whatever. So like, if you were really paying attention, you would kind of see that like you know what I'm saying, like that the twist is going to happen. Um, but I think it's a really nice little touch under the radar. I mean, I don't know. It's just a nice little touch. I liked it. It gives you a small hint of what is
Yeah.
coming, but it's not really something anybody would pick up on.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like one of the things about expectations of being a fan of a franchise, very rarely are you lucky enough to walk away with a Terminator 2. It doesn't happen that often. Um, it just, you can, I mean, the first Terminator was groundbreaking, absolutely groundbreaking. But the moment they announced the second one, everybody in the world was probably like, we're going to bring those expectations down. Out of nowhere, it blew those out of the water. Alien, one of the few other films that, noticing a common denominator here, uh, but it doesn't get to happen that often, and I feel like I mean, if you were to get another Friday the 13th sequel, you're not going to have that high of expectations. Then again, Source, de- coming to America is vastly different than that, so it's hard to compare. I don't know. I feel like people get way, way, way too high of expectations. Now you can still execute a movie very, very well on modest expectations. Like for me, I do think that the Jay and Silent Bob reboot was actually really well done. But then again, that's Kevin Smith comedy. It's gonna miss half the people and hit the other half.
I still haven't seen that yet. I will say though, and I'll probably go on record on this. This is just me shooting from the hip, but I will probably say that Lethal Weapon is the best action franchise out there that stays true to the original vibe. I mean, it updates the comedy a little bit, but it's very very consistent and respectful to the characters and what came before it, bringing back old characters like the captain, like building on characters, family, the original characters from the Murtaugh family come back. I think Lethal Weapon is the most solid action franchise ever. I like Mission Impossible, but it's all over the place, whether you like them or not. Like the vibes are all over the place. The newer ones are more consistent. John Wick is consistent. Bad Boys is all over the place. Yeah.
Man, I still absolutely love Bad Boys too. Like I remember when it first came out being like, I don't know, it can't, and then I saw it and I was like, this is awesome.
Second one's so good. I was so disappointed in the third one. I love this. How about you
I
give me 20
enjoyed
bucks
it.
for it? How about I let you live? Man knows how to bargain. It's dude, it's trash. It's trash. It tries to create a backstory to Mike that was never there, never hinted at. It talks about the whole time about them getting older and aging and getting slower, but then all of a sudden Mike is like getting pushed out of like a 18th story balcony and then falling onto a patio 30 feet down and he's fine. Like the comedy, the tone, the editing, the shot for shot, the different locations. The movie is like chaotic and all over the place, and it's annoying. Like, stop telling me my actors are old. I get it, like, but they don't look old either. Like, Will Smith has really taken care of himself. Martin Lawrence looks great for his age. I don't know how old he is, but this isn't. I felt like this isn't the movie to like talk about age. I don't know. It was just kind of annoying. It was okay. It entertained me, but overall, I just not a fan.
I enjoyed it. I still think two's the best, one is second best, and three is the third. But I was really happy with it. Um, yeah. But it went in
Yeah,
the direction of the second one with that kind of wild, over the top action, whereas the first one was way more toned down.
right. That's why I just like I don't want to hear that you're old, but you're still like flipping and kicking and invincible. Like I don't know. It just I don't know. Pick it, and then things happen to certain characters, and like it's just like I don't know. I don't know. I kind of get tired of seeing my action heroes age. Like if it's been done 1,000 times. Just end on a strong note and call it a day. Like I never want to see Indiana Jones old. I hate the newest one because I don't want to see him old. Like I want to see him in one, two, and three, and then that's it. I don't want to see him at 95
Well,
kicking butt. Like,
so personally, what I do want, and I don't think it's going to happen because it's been red lighted so many times, is I want to see Old Man Conan. I will pay a
yes,
premium to see this. But it's the one movie that's like never getting lifted off the ground for whatever reason. Sadly, I don't own them. And I used to have the DVD 2 pack. And I don't know what happened.
yeah. I'm actually probably in a small camp where I actually like the Destroyer better than the Barbarian.
You might want to add me to that small camp too.
Nice. It's a faster pace.
Look at
It's more of
that.
a. It's more of a. I know it never happens, but See, there's the twist again too with the tape on the machine guns. That's a nice little twist in this movie. Once again, something that's very, very subtle. You wouldn't really pick up on it, but it adds a little, a little extra to the movie. I love that he's, out of his element again. He's trying to meet him on the runway all by himself. Love it. But no, yeah, Conan, like
Still more intense
they
than
end
Fast
the two
and Furious.
movies. They end the two Conan movies with, he got his kingdom, but it, he still had troubles. He had a crown on a troubled brow, but that's a story for another time. I want that story. Like, end the story. He's an old man there. He's old now. Let's do it. Um, when he was contracted to do Conan the Destroyer, he had to do that before he could do Terminator 2. So they had to postpone Terminator 2 before he could do that. And he actually is contracted to where he can do no other sword barbarian esque movie other than Conan. Like, he is by, I don't even know, the studio, I guess. He can't do any other kind of movies like that, which is why he only ever did Red Sonja, and that was it. No other swords movies. And I don't know how he got away with that. It must have been before the contract on the second movie, I would assume, but which that was supposed to be a Conan movie, but for whatever reason I can't remember, uh, didn't.
I remember when I first saw Red Sonja, I was like, "This is Conan without being Conan." Like, but it's Conan, but it's even Arnold, but wait, I'm so confused.
Right. When I was a kid, I'd actually probably say I was a bigger fan of the Beastmaster franchise than I was Conan. I don't know anymore, but I
Not
do
me.
love the three Beastmasters. They're bad, but I saw them when I was very young, so there's a lot of nostalgia. I love this freedom, boom, right in the mouth. Not yet. You're one of the bad guys. I'm one of the good guys. Now that I got you, sorry ass. Oh, God, he's so mouthy. Boy, they just roll up shooting like they could have easily killed Esperanza. That is a strong door right there. I guess it is a military door, so it would make sense it's bulletproof, I guess.
Yeah.
I love that they throw grenades into the cockpit. Like, he's so screwed. How's he going to get out of this? Eject. I love it.
Super cheese, but in a good way.
Oh, I like how the bad guy's just like taunting him.
No.
Obviously, you can aim at the floor. You don't need to shoot the top of the plane. Three each. How many dudes is there? Three, four? There's four. There's 12 grenades. Like, God, guys, there's one guy. And everybody's just like swishing it too. They're landing right next to him. So he has no opportunity to like grab him and throw him back out. He's screwed. Eject. I think I depending on the timer though, I think most grenades are 3 to 5 seconds. That must be one of the styles that are like 12 seconds. But yeah, most grenades are I think 3 to 5.
Action movie. He can't die here.
Right.
Whew, that looks bad on DVD.
It didn't look too bad on Blu-ray. It looked okay. I mean, I'm actually impressed they were able to pull it off in 1990. I'm surprised they're still not shooting at him. I think this also probably has the my favorite ending to a Die Hard. I mean, the first movie's classic, but it kind of ends quickly. This one, you know, has a little bit more time to breathe.
I feel like this one's been accused of having false endings. Um, Honestly, I can't really remember what the ending was, but I feel like this is one of the movies I've watched a review for where they're like, it should have ended like 5 times.
Oh, good. Well, yeah, had he just killed Esperanza, and the other dude's right there, the movie was over. Have you started watching the Chucky TV series yet?
No, because now it's on the current episode and nowhere has it for free.
It's on sale right now for $12.99 at Amazon for the entire season.
Yeah, I want to see it really bad, but I am like tapped out at the moment, especially after the car trouble repairs.
Yeah, I meant to
I'm
ask you
on
about
empty.
that. Like, did you end up? So you ended up fixing it?
Yeah, for now. I think we're still eventually going to try and get something different just because, I mean, that little car's not super highway friendly. It's meant to be more of an in-town commuter. Um, but I want to get something a little more sturdy, stable, and highway streetable. Um, so it is fixed for now. So we are back up to 2 cars, but we have hopes.
I'm trade your truck in for two solid vehicles, man.
My truck's still not worth much. These little Frontiers, they don't hold a lot of value. Like even if I were to get rid of it, I couldn't do a whole lot. And I
It's
put
worth
a
like
ton of
three
miles
times
on
my
it
van.
already. Right now, my truck's worth about 25K.
Yeah, that's three times at least mine. Yeah, yeah. Like even the major. God, I forgot his name now. Anyway, the major dude he was just talking to. Yeah, the attitude, the intensity of him, and then like the bouncing between him and McClane. Like just a lot of good attitude in this movie.
Yeah.
Barnes is smart, capable. Mm-hmm.
That was
Those
fake.
headphones look uncomfortable. Right.
Man, I'm sorry. I keep yawning.
Wasn't for that energy drink, I'd be on the floor. Benny's
Yeah,
teething
I
again. Ugh.
no. Wesley's got quite a few growing in, but I've cut down my energy drinks quite a bit, and right now I'm just going for the good old Diet Dew.
I'm pretty sure that'll kill you just as fast. They don't even say there's any vitamins in that thing.
Yeah, but it's also about half the caffeine
Um, I need
and
caffeine.
salt.
Caffeine is life. Is this?
From somebody who was drinking two
I can't
Bang
remember
energy
which.
drinks a day for about 3 months, trust me, I feel that.
Oh, I only saw the hair is black. Is that Leguizamo that's fighting him? I can't. They haven't really showed his face much.
I don't know.
Let's see if that's him or not. Well, they really just did not want to pay him if that's him. God dang.
I think it
Woo!
is.
God, I gotta stop doing that. Keep hitting.
Oh, no.
It's his body type. I can't. I just. Oh, nope. It is not. He has black hair, but that's not him. It looks like the bad guy from Home Alone 3, the one that gets hit in the head with the lawnmower.
Man, I do not remember a lot about the third one
Gotcha.
except for how much I didn't like it.
I really enjoyed the third one. Now it's nowhere near the level of 1 and 2, but three is really good. I think it's the villains. I mean, the kid is fine, but the villains are funny.
Man, nobody can beat Harry and Marv. Come on now.
Oh my god, so good.
Harry, Harry.
Now be a good little fella and open the door, and boom, just shoots him right in the crotch with the BB gun. Why'd you take your shoes off? Why the hell you dressed like a chicken? Ugh. Dude, to this
We're the
day,
sticky bandits.
the image of him, right, to the image of him stepping on that nail and falling like 8 feet back onto the ground. Oh, it still sends chills down my spine. Whew.
That's one. Yeah.
Again, now here since they really highlighted it, you would get probably what's happening.
Very was.
Again, staple of the 90s and late 80s is the MP5 and MP5K.
Yep.
I love in Predators. You got Danny Trejo, and he's dual wielding two of the MP5s, and that the guy, the prison guy,
Man,
oh, what's his name's like, can I have one of those? You got two guns, and he turns it right on him. He's like, no.
man, speaking of underrated sequels, I really feel like Predator 2 gets the boot a lot when it really is a good, solid sequel. Like it's not as great as the first. Like there no way, but it is a really good sequel. Like it has no business being that good. And
It's
Danny
just
Glover was a really good choice.
surprisingly, yeah. But the problem is the freaking tone of the movie, like Jamaican drug dealers and voodoo, and then you got like this RoboCop, like every street corner's burning down. Like it just was weird. It's a weird tone of a movie. If had they adjusted that and done that a little bit better, I think people would have been able to ingest it maybe a little bit better, you know. But God, that's a weird movie. Like if you watched, you would think it's set in the RoboCop universe. Or a pre-RoboCop.
I, speaking of Predator, I am actually excited to see what happens with the new installment called Prey. Um, there's no way it can be as bad as the Predator. God, at least I hope.
Dude, I'm not
It's
excited.
supposed to be following
It's set
the
like what?
novel.
Was it set like 200, 400 years ago? Like I just don't care. I don't know why that I just don't want to see a prequel. I don't want to see like Native Americans or I don't know, gladiators. I don't
So
care. I just don't want to
that's
see
what
it. I
it's
don't
going after.
not interested at all.
It's going after the graphic novel slash novel story arc, which is actually far more interesting than any of the movies that we've had since Predator 2. Um, and it's going to give a little more into what we saw in Alien versus Predator, where a predator and a human can actually interact and work together. And that aspect I find is way more interesting than big predators killing little predators or robot predators being delivered by little predators to fight the big predators. Um, because, dear God, those are rough.
I like Predators a lot, and the Predator is not good, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it out to be. When you remove
It's horrible.
how awesome the original movie was, when you remove how awesome the original movie was, and you just go in, I don't know. The third act is what's really super garbage because it was rushed, it was re-edited, it was shoehorned in, it was lazy and
Dude,
boring. Like the third act is what crushes the movie.
the dialogue throughout the movie is what crushes the movie. The third act just is the nail in the coffin. Like, it's a whole movie
Yeah,
of genitalia jokes. Like, it's Nah.
I think I came into it hearing how crappy it was, so my expectations were like super duper low. So I think I'll say it's a bad movie. It's the worst in the franchise, but like I said, I just don't think it's as bad because for me, the biggest things are story and character. Story was not strong at all. Like it had some good ideas if it would have been fleshed out and actually executed better. But the characters good enough. I didn't really care about any of them, but none of them were like oh here's Arnold and we killed him in the first 10 seconds, or here's Danny Glover and we ripped his head off and kicked it down a mountain. Like I don't know. I think it's a movie that it's so irrelevant that it doesn't irritate me because it doesn't hurt the first movie, it doesn't hurt the franchise. It just is. It's a turd, and I can move on. Like it doesn't hurt other things. I think is maybe why it gets more of a pass. Where there's some movies where sequels literally destroy the original movie. Um, yeah.
I don't know. I remember when they first started releasing things about the Predator, and they were trying to get Danny Glover and Arnold to reprise their roles. Um, Arnold said no. I remember Danny Glover had no comment. And then when the movie came out, I was like, man, I wish they would have done that because it would have probably made a better movie. And then I'm sitting through the movie and I'm like, oh my God, if they sent them this script, there's no wonder they didn't touch this piece of shit. Like this is bad, really bad. Like I would have been like, yeah, no, no
Well,
way. Not even a little.
I would have been down for Adrian Brody reprising his role. Kind of would have been interesting to see. Like, say he's returned back to Earth by the Predator that's trying to save us, right? That's trying to drop off this equipment or whatever. I think he could have played well in that role as like an ambassador, like once again working with them. But I don't know. I'm glad they didn't put him in there because I don't want to see it. But see, this is a nice little twist. Now we got even more bad guys. We've got another really good character as a bad guy. Like you have like three head bad guys, and they're all memorable. And like the team he's going up against is just insane.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I just
I love it. He just
the
like
Adrian
falls down the
Brody
steps.
story arc with Predator
Oh,
that was continued in a graphic novel, and it has an ending. Um, so I think that's why they didn't go with that, is since it was already kind of done. And I do think Shane Black probably had the best of intentions, and I do know that his third act was completely different. But that still doesn't make up for changing the concept of Predator to an early Kevin Smith film level dialogue. Like it just, it, it was
yeah.
rough. It Predator doesn't
Yeah.
have to be horror anymore, but it definitely shouldn't be straight up comedy all the time. Like, ugh.
Well, in the a CGI 15-foot predator just isn't intimidating. Like a predator that's like 7.5 feet, 8 feet, that's intimidating. But yeah, like when you put him at 15 feet or whatever, he just becomes just he becomes a CGI ugly monster that doesn't really scare you anymore because it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like this is something you could actually encounter.
No. Like I think that was kind of the perk to Predator and Predator 2. The predators were just slightly larger than humans, but just large enough that it was like, oh, that's a big guy. Like it wasn't like, but like the Predator in the first film picks Arnold up. Like he's not, and you know that Arnold's a
Right.
large guy. And he's not buffer than Arnold, but he is lean. He's more like raw, ready to fight. And in Predator 2, he's tall and
Right. And
lanky.
more
It's they look
right,
scary
but
and grounded in
he's more
reality.
like
Whereas with
reptilian, right?
yeah,
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing with Michael Myers. Not to go back to horror, but it's scarier when it's a random dude that can blend in and disappear. When I mean, when you see somebody like Tyler Mane, that's 6'7", 280 pounds. Yeah, that's scary. Period. Like that's there's no intrigue, there's no mystery. Yeah, that's scary. But when you see 5'7" or whatever he is, Michael Myers pick up Bob and stab a knife through him without even trying, and pins him to the door. That's scary. Like that's supernatural. He didn't even hardly struggle to pick Bob up. Bob was probably what 160 pounds, 155 maybe a little heavier. Like that's scary. Like wow, what is the limits to this guy? But yeah, if Tyler Mane picks you up, yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, that they would see, what's happening up in the air, can do nothing about it but panic. God.
Mass
Yeah, now it
panic.
sucks. They know it's a double cross, but yeah, the
Ooh.
crowd's so crazy they can't get out of there. My brother Vito, my brother. Merry Christmas. Out of here, out of here. Like, I wish I had an accent that awesome.
I don't. I mean, I don't.
I'm sure we have an accent to some
I
people,
already
but
don't take myself
being,
seriously.
I don't know.
I feel like me with that accent would just, it would be a waste of it.
He just assaults him again. Like, did she kill him? Like, I think she killed him. Like, he's dead. Like,
He's not them. He's fine.
it stopped his heart. He died. His eyes are open. Like, what did he pass out with his eyes open? The kind of ride I'm looking for. God dang, he's always got something to say, and it's always the best.
All right, where's the 2010 Dodge Chargers, the five or six of them that are going to take this plane down for family?
Bam. And a 30-minute chase scene on a runway that never ends. It actually just bleeds into the highway.
I still can't believe that that was going to be two movies, and they were like, you know what, we got to cram it to one, and this is the best we can do. It's just like, oh my god, that movie was so rough,
Dude, I cannot
so
believe they're
rough.
on Fast 9 with a spin-off. Like, that's wild.
Still, I still haven't seen the
Like,
ninth. Oh, and
stop.
because of high tension, Vin Diesel won't work with The Rock anymore. Um, so the Hobbs
Again?
and Shaw stuff is probably done. The Rock probably not reprising his role in the Fast franchise at all. The Rock apparently said something like Vin Diesel didn't take the role seriously with Fast Five in an interview, and after that, it just like went downhill. Oh,
Sorry, man, you're cutting out real bad. I don't know.
this is disappointing. Very disappointing. But yeah, they
You're
won't work.
frozen.
He won't work with them anymore.
It's
So
not a bad look for you, though. It's a good spot. Still frozen. Man, you are done for the night. Oh, wait, you moved. Blinking. Your eyes are closed. No, frozen.
I mean,
Wait, looking up. It's just not having it, man. Anything? You there? You going? Testing? Doot, doot, doot. Oh, you're killing me.
am I back?
You're back. Yeah, I don't know. It's The Rock probably told Vin Diesel quit drinking beer and work out because The Rock is like in the best shape of his life, and Vin Diesel's not.
No. There was apparently a shoot on Fast Five that didn't go that well, and The Rock blamed Vin Diesel being laissez-faire and goofy on the set, and that got brought up in an interview, and then he kind of leaned into Vin Diesel being unprofessional on set. And now Vin Diesel, since he is now
Well,
the
I
like
mean, Vin
producer
Diesel's.
and writer, he was like, no, we're not reprising the role. So I mean, and half the Fast and the Furious franchise people didn't want the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff to happen, which don't get me wrong, it's not great, but I'll take it over the last couple Fast and the Furious movies any day of the week.
Yeah, it just needs to stop. It's just like Halloween 18. It needs to die. Fast and the
Honestly, the
Furious will
movie
not
I
die
want
tonight.
still haven't happened, and that's
Yeah, dude, he's
Furia.
on the like he. Oop, sorry, you're stuck again. God dang it. See, this is nice, like right, like sorry if you can't hear me, man, but um, he says don't shoot. The wing is fully fueled, so they can't use their guns. He's stuck on the wing of the plane. I don't know how fast it's going, but it's got to be hauling. I've held onto a car while it's moving. It's pretty scary. I can't imagine being on the wing of a plane. Um,
Oh
but yeah,
no,
now he's got to go
not
hand
even
to
a little.
hand with multiple military dudes. Like it's, and he's just a brawler. Like he's not like a martial artist. He just an old fashioned take him to the ground and pummel him. And the
He's
way
been in
this
a
guy
couple bar
gets it,
fights.
ugh. Bite his fingers. Bite him. I can't imagine falling towards the front of a plane.
Nope.
Oh, I got enough friends right into the engine. Oh, uh, he gone.
And goodbye, Major
Yeah,
Tom.
yep, he gone. Yeah, and then the fuel dump. Awesome way, man. Awesome way to end the movie on a happy note. And that knife is sweet, right? It's got the hand guard and stuff. Like that's a scary knife. It's going right for the heart, stabs him in the shoulder. He takes the meat part of his hand off by biting it. Yeah, bite him, bite him.
Oof.
See, this is what I'm talking about. That naked yoga fighting, man. You ain't scared of nothing when you're like kicking roundhouse with your junk flying with it.
I don't know, man. Getting the palm of your hand bitten off would
Oh,
it still hurt.
oh my God, I can't. Oh, just getting rocked. He's up and down again. Like God.
My question is, why does John McClane always have to be wearing a wife beater that gets covered in blood and dirt? Like it's like an
Right?
unwritten rule.
Yeah, well, he's nasty, man. Like he'll bite you. He'll crawl around in nasty vents and stuff like that. He ain't scared to get dirty. He's a blue collared, hardcore cop. Yeah, man. I mean, I've got a white undershirt today because it was cold outside, but yeah, normally I'm wearing a white beater. I just don't rock it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
unbutton my shirt and just leave it hanging out. I wonder if that's really where I mean, I would assume they put the fuel by the engine, right? That would make sense on the wing. I don't know. I wonder if it's one of those things where it's for the movie or if that's a real thing. I have no idea. It's just sometimes they fudge it for the movies to make it work. I would assume it's I don't know. Yippee ki
Yeah, I have no clue.
in the in the TV version. He goes Yippee ki Mr. Falcon. Like what? Just cut it off at Yippee ki and cut it like. I just don't understand. Like just doing a little bit of editing, like some decisions sometimes in movies, I'm just like I just don't understand why you didn't cut that. Yeah, I love it that the bad guys have just enough time to see the engine blew up. Oh, here comes the fire. Dead. Nothing you can do about it. And he gets to just lay there and watch. Such a good ending, man.
Now that I have a toddler, the way he's laying on the ground screaming, happy, laughing, man, my kid does that.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is, right? He has that boyish charm that, like, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm such a wuss when it comes to cold weather, man. I'm just thinking right there. I'm like, I can't imagine how frozen you would be, like on the wing of the plane. I just now you're laying in the ground. I don't know, man. Today it was 38 degrees outside. I had undershirt, long sleeves, two jackets, hat and gloves, and I was still freezing. It was very windy today, though.
So I don't I'm kind of a wimp at the cold, but I used to work outside a lot. Honestly, my biggest thing with the cold was any injury sustained is 10 times worse. I fell, hit the side of my face on a fence post, and my teeth ached for days because they hit the fence post without the. Yeah, yeah. So now,
Oh,
whenever I'm outside and it's cold, I can feel that. And yeah, uh-uh.
I just I just don't know how much longer I can do it. And I know like that sounds pathetic, but I have poor circulations. My hands get so cold and wrecked. Like I'm already like cracking and bleeding and stuff on my hands. Like it's just so cold, man. And like we have to go out. Like for my job, we have to go out if it's above zero. We are outside doing the job, and that's like for 6 to 8 hours of outside at 15 degrees or less. It sucks.
Man, I will gladly do it. Dude, I've applied like 3, 4, 5 times. They don't want me.
Well, man, we've just lost a few more people, so just keep trying. I mean, think how many people like applied. Like, same thing with motor vehicle. Same thing with what I'm doing now. Like, you have 300 people for two jobs. Like, it's just, once again, we're the same kind of like we have similar backgrounds in work. We have a degree, but it's not really what we're doing. It's just hard to weed through everybody else.
Yeah. No, honestly, what I really want to do is get into elections over there, but dude, it's really hard to get into there. I had an interview that went really, really well, and HR apparently they told me that I was actually one of the top three, but I never got my second interview, so that is what it is.
Yeah, I kind of wish instead of like him walking around screaming for her, I kind of wish that he would have been hurt and she would have had to come to him. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Just kind of a change of pace from the first movie to this movie. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but I mean, this is still a good ending. But and once again, then you have like the sidekick rolling up in a go away car. It was our guy on the first movie with the limo, um, and then this one it's
Hmm.
Marvin in the golf cart. But I don't know. It doesn't matter. Just I would have tried to do a few things to not be so on the freaking nose of the first movie. The boom guy is just like creepily holding that mic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Caleb, I feel bad for you, man. Like I grew up knowing I was going to be
Because
a badass
this
because
is the
everybody
last
is
time we see
a
her,
badass
right?
that's named John. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen a movie where there was a badass with a Caleb name? I feel bad, man. I feel like you're
What?
missing out.
I'm fine.
I said I feel
And bro, I
bad for
got
you
Children
because
of
like
the
growing
Corn.
up, every badass in movies, huh?
There's a Caleb in Children of the Corn.
It's delay, really. That's all you got. That's all you got. That's weak.
That's all I got? That's not weak.
I got Rambo,
And
I've got
American
Matrix,
Dawson.
I've got John Wick, I got I got John McClane, like all the BAs are named John. And now John is like a dead
Uh,
name. You never hear anybody name their kid John anymore.
no,
Rennie
because
Harlan.
every
Now,
third guy
Caleb
from our generation is named John.
or Adam. Yeah. Caleb, here's a pop quiz for you. What horror movie did Rennie Harlan direct?
I don't know.
The fourth movie in the horror franchise. Top three the big three. It's the fourth movie.
Halloween 4?
Nope.
I, I honestly don't know.
Nightmare on Elm Street 4. He directed Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Ah, man, this
Yeah.
delay
So
is
he
killer.
he did he did that one. Right. It was we did pretty well with it, to be honest. Like for not really ever having to deal with it before, we did well. But no, he directed that, and then he did a couple other movies that put him on the map. And I think his career kind of struggled after this, but pretty good director. Even though I
Man,
I don't I don't care for Nightmare on Elm Street 4 at all. I don't know, man. I got to get rewired for Nightmare on Elm Street before we go back and revisit Nightmare on Elm Street because I don't know why, but the last time I watched a franchise, I must have been in kind of a pissy mood because based on the novel 58 Minutes by Walter Wagner. But um, Yeah, I don't want to dislike the franchise. I don't know why I was in such a pissy mood. I don't know.
I think we should make Nightmare on Elm Street a summer review series. Personally, um, I think it is a fun. It doesn't really fit as necessarily Halloween or winter or anything. It feels like a summer franchise. Um,
Hmm.
I will always go down the Nightmare on Elm Street rabbit hole. Um, now
There
you're
you go.
frozen.
You're unfrozen now, but anyway, I know. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, man. I hope you watch Die Hard 2 again soon, because like I said, there's just a lot of fun to be had. Like so many good characters to enjoy, get involved with. And not a lot of recurring characters after this. So really, you only get this movie for a lot of them. Yeah, it's fun. It's guilty. It's guilty fun because, like, yeah, like we said, the first movie did it all for the most part first, but this movie does it bigger and it's got better characters in my opinion. But
It it was fun, but I still rank it pretty low in the franchise. I don't know. I think a lot of things were executed well, but I also do feel like it suffers from too thick of a plot. Um, it just I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. It just doesn't work for me. Sometimes simplicity is key when it comes to like an action style film. Um, Movies that try and make it too complicated get a little exhausting in a way. And I think that this one suffers from that for me personally. I can see why people like it. I really do. But I still think the simplicity of the first
dude, we
holds to
should
be a lot better.
right, right, dude, we should do a franchise face off where we do the first four diehards and up against the four lethal weapons and go head to head and see which is the better franchise. Like we should do that sometime. Like put some thought into it and do a quick video on
Well,
that.
dude,
That'd be fun. But yeah,
like I said, we could figure out a March Madness of some sort too.
yeah, I like that idea. Yeah. If you guys watch this with us in the future, we appreciate you. We will see you guys next time. We are out of here. Good night.
Peace.